Today we are talking about dating with kids.
Kids.
With kids.
Why?
Why?
Because
This is both of our first time dating someone with kids, and the reason why I decided to date someone with kids is because we can go to kid-friendly places. They will understand, like, finding a babysitter is really hard, and just so they can understand being a mom. You know, it's...
Yeah, I feel like that was like the same for me. One of the biggest things is having to explain me being a mother and what that means. And a lot of times I had to miss out on stuff, and my significant other wouldn't understand, you know. And I was like, hey, you know, my priorities, I'm a mother first before anything else, so I may not be able to go to this place, or I may not be able to do these things, but if you're willing to work with me, you know. And it just didn't work out that way when I've dated someone that didn't have kids. So with my last relationship, I just decided I wanted to date somebody with kids.
Yeah, just same here. Like, I dated someone for a short period of time, and she just did not understand, like, kids at all. And so I was just like, yeah, I think my next relationship, I should date someone who, you know, is around kids or have kids, or just just get, like, being around kids. You know, it's you have to watch what you say, watch what you do.
Yeah.
I agree. And, you know, they can't always have what they want, and, you know, so that was another reason why I chose to date someone with kids.
I think another big thing is having a babysitter. Like, again, because I had to miss out on so much, I wanted someone to at least meet me where I could. So if it had to be something, it would most likely have to be kid friendly. So sometimes if you wanted to go to movies, yeah, but just know that our kids are going to tag along. If we went out to eat, just know that the kids are going to be tagged, you know, be able to tag along.
And I think another thing is, when me and Diane, when we first started dating, when we did have someone watch the kids, they watched them together. And so that gave our kids time to bond, and we could check on our kids at the same time instead of making 2 different phone calls.
Yeah.
And so that was easy, and that was a plus. And, you know, I'm glad our kids had that time to bond. You know, as me and her was getting to know each other, our kids was getting to know each other.
And another thing is that we decided that since we're always busy, you know, especially with our kids, and even before we started dating, just having kids makes us more, I guess, less available to do other stuff, you know? So everything had to be kid-oriented, because the time that we did have that we weren't working or doing other things, we will like to spend it with our kids.
Yeah, see, work, it keeps you away from your kids, and then when your kids is in school, it's like your free time, you want to be with your kids. And so, like, dating someone without kids, they wouldn't understand that. So Diane, she totally got that, like, oh, you want to be around your kids, you know, let's go here. And Diane, she knew everywhere to go. Like, I was just like, I don't know where to go. She was like, oh, well, let's go here. Diane knew where to go, so we would go. She would be like, let's go here. And so that was cool, because dating someone without kids, they would want to go somewhere where
like
kids,
to the club.
yeah,
to the club, going out, going to drink, and you know, that's all fun and dandy, but when you have kids and don't have a babysitter, you know, your significant other will eventually kind of you're probably not dating anymore.
Yeah, and like they would want to like have like little get-togethers where there's drinking and smoking, and I'm just like, kids can't be around that stuff. So,
and me and Aire sometimes have those type of things, rarely now, but when we did, it was always when the kids were asleep. You know, if we hung out with other people, and it was more of a adult atmosphere, we did it while the kids were sleeping, because again, we don't want our kids in that type of atmosphere. So, yeah.
And that's another thing, like with Diane, she just totally understood, like, I don't really party, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and she was like, I don't do those things either. So I was like, oh, that's a plus, because it's really hard finding someone that doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. And they're like, I wouldn't say a homebody, but they just know, like, they have a schedule set down because they have kids, you know. It's not like we can just go, oh, let's just go here, you know, in the middle of the night. Like, you can't do that because the kids are asleep.
And I'm actually okay with that, you know. I'm okay with being a mother and what the sacrifices I had to make to do that, you know. So it was never an issue. I just had to find someone that was understanding of that.
Another thing is that
we have kids of all different ages. Our kids range from 8 and our youngest is 3, and we have 3 in total. So the big thing with having kids, it's like we have to make sure that everything blended a little smoothly because everybody's in a different grade for one. Our routines were different at the time. We kind of had to make that a priority.
We had to make sure everyone's accommodations was met.
Exactly. Especially because of the age difference. Like, we're just getting our 3-year-old out of diapers, and diapers to pull-ups to underwear, you know, and I haven't had to change that in a long time. So.
Diane was telling me that when me and her met, our youngest was like the second baby she had actually been around, you know, so
like raising wise, yeah. And for some reason, like, after I had Isaiah, when I never thought I would date someone with kids, like, after that, I felt like holding someone else's baby and then, like, slobbing on me and spitting on me, and, like, it would, like, I'd be like, oh my God, oh, you know. And when I met Roselle, it was never that. It was, like, always, oh, okay, you know, oh, let me go change a diaper, let me go do this. I never felt that. And I was like, okay, yeah, this feels right.
So I don't think I told you when me and you first started talking. I don't think I told you that the kids weren't biologically mine. So when you found out, what were your thoughts?
I wasn't surprised. Like, no matter what, you have that motherly way about you. So it was like, doesn't matter, you know. Like, you're their mother regardless. It doesn't matter if you're biologically their mother or not. They see you as their mother, and that's all I cared about.
Right?
So another thing we were thinking about when dating someone with kids is that we wanted to make sure we built a relationship with the child.
Right. We didn't want to be, like, too pushy on the kid because I know, like, my mom and my dad, they weren't together, and whenever, like, my dad would meet a woman, he would, like, be too pushy of me meeting the other person, and I didn't like that. So with Isaiah, I was like, I knew for a fact, like, I wasn't going to force a relationship with him. You know, I was just going to let it come natural. All right, we have some tips on dating someone with kids. So the first one would be, don't be pushy.
The second one is to make sure you're being understanding and just communicate not only with your partner but with your child and the children that are involved.
And all right, guys, that wraps it up. And just want to say thank you for watching. Please like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Bye.